Hey guys, welcome to the show. My name is Spencer, and I will be your host for today's episode of Expat Soup. Once again, we're coming to you live here from Jimmy V's in Yangzhou, China, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Lee.
Hey.
And our Expat Soup guest for today is a Mr. Edmond. And your last name, sir?
Lim.
Lim, okay.
L-I-M, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And would you say Edmond is a typical name for Bruneian? That's what my sources told me. You're from Brunei?
Yes, I'm from Brunei.
Okay, is that a typical name?
It's for convenience purpose, yes.
Do you have a separate name or?
It's Lim Jin Kai for Chinese name, but yeah, we normally just call Edmond for convenience.
So what do your parents call you?
Ed.
Just Ed.
Yeah,
that's
Ed.
cool.
What? Never Eddie?
Oh no. Not
No,
Eddie.
That's a little
Just
too
Ed.
over the line.
No, it's just too much of a drag.
Okay.
So your names are pretty Western in Brunei? Like, a lot of people have like Edmond or Charles or something like that. That's a common thing? Or do you have more traditional names as well?
We have traditional names, but they're a bit harder to pronounce.
Okay. But
Yeah.
your parents just chose more westernized names?
Yes.
Okay. It's cool.
And for people who don't know Brunei, I actually had to look it up. I knew it was kind of in the area, like kind of between Australia and Southeast Asia.
That's a big area.
Right.
Southeast Asia.
Hey,
Southeast Asia.
that's decent. But so it's kind of inside of Malaysia and in Indonesia.
It's in Borneo.
Borneo, yeah.
Island, yeah.
Borneo's
That
the island.
It's the
that whole
island, yeah.
Yeah. Borneo to me is fascinating because it's an island that has a name, but the name isn't the country. It's not a country of
Right.
Borneo,
No,
right?
it's not.
There's three countries.
3 countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
It's-
And Borneo's kind of associated with kind of being exotic, right?
oh yeah.
That's.
yeah.
I mean, I
Food.
can't think of where I've heard it. Maybe in a
Drinks.
James Bond movie or something.
I think it's known as the world's oldest rainforest. I think Borneo, like
Oh,
that
yes.
area at least.
Yeah, surely there's like some David Attenborough stuff
Yeah,
going
something,
on
yeah.
there.
The thing that I'm interested about Brunei is that it's basically into two parts, right? You've got the main larger part, and then there's a
Yes,
a third.
Indonesia. That's Indonesia. The larger part is that Indonesia.
No. I mean, within Brunei, the country,
Oh yes.
you have a part that's like separate from
Oh yes.
the larger part, right?
We're divided into 4 districts.
Mhm.
So the 3 districts that are joined together, the Brunei Muara,
I'm gonna put a little picture here so people can see what you're talking about.
Tutong, and the Black district. These 3 districts are connected,
Okay.
and the other one is a bit harder to access, which is the Temburong district.
Yeah.
But now we have that long bridge called the BTB project.
There's a bridge.
Yeah, connecting that.
Wow, because that's a
District.
long area. That's
Is it a land bridge? Like it's over land or
No, it's over the sea.
over the sea? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I thought they were just both kind of landlocked with one coast, I guess. So not landlocked, but
It's between. We're cut off by Malaysia.
right,
there's
We're
right.
cut off by Malaysia in between.
Brunei, a bit of Malaysia, and then another
Yes.
part of Brunei, right? Yeah.
Yes.
What, the Sultan couldn't buy that land there?
We have heard of negotiations, but they're all rumors, so
Oh,
Okay.
I
we
see.
have that exact
Okay.
fact.
So Brunei's got how long of a history? I know they have a history with the British, so that's got to go back hundreds or.
I've handed my history lessons back to my teacher.
Okay. So okay, we won't
not
bark
that I'm
up that tree
snoozing off
then.
during class, you know.
Okay, got you.
It's a long history though. Brunei has a long history and like complex history as well with China as well. And
Oh yes.
Well, I read that the Sultan has been in the same family that's been ruling it for like 500-600 years.
Yes,
So it's
more.
just one constant family or more. You said.
Monarch. Yeah. it's a
Okay.
monarch.
So you paid attention during that part in history
Well,
class.
Well,
basically, kings and queens, people have to pay attention.
Yeah.
to, right? So yeah. Like,
And wait, what is a sultan? What's different from a king when you say sultan? Because everybody kind of knows of Brunei, but by proxy they know that the Sultan of Brunei.
mm,
If you don't know, I can
describe
answer for
this.
you.
Yeah. Be my guest. Be my guest. We have our guest speaker here.
Well, because he doesn't want to tell you. It's basically they're the head of the state and the head of the government. It's like two separate
Yes, that's
organizations.
correct.
Thank you.
But what about isn't that a king?
No, because kings, like, if depending on, you either don't have a government because you have the king, or if you have a democratic king or queen, then they have very little power, like the current queen of the UK.
Okay.
But in Brunei, the king has absolute power.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever he says goes. Does he have Twitter?
He's very old, isn't he? Like,
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
That I'm not
'Cause-
sure myself.
That seems to be the way of that politics are going in the West at the current moment.
what would you say is the most different thing about Brunei than the rest of Southeast Asia? Including China.
Well, I
if you
guess let's start off with just Malaysia. How is it
Okay,
different
Malaysia.
from just your neighbor there?
would. Because you speak a dialect of
Yeah,
Malay, right?
Malay language.
Yeah.
Let's see how to put it. In terms of currency, Brunei is a lot stronger in the currency than in Brunei. It's a non-smoking country.
Really?
Yeah, they prohibit smoking, alcohol. Yeah, it's banned.
Does that go to the religious side of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something to do with the religions.
So there's no tobacco whatsoever?
No.
Even what about foreigners? Because I know that there's one of my old friends from Yangzhou. He teaches in Brunei now. So I know that foreigners are allowed to go in and stuff. Are they allowed any special privilege with alcohol or?
Cigarettes, no, but for alcohol, I believe you can apply for permit.
Okay.
And there's like a limit of like 2 bottles or, if I'm not mistaken, like a 12 can or 24 cans of beer.
Okay.
A month? Or like a day? Per party?
This I'll be sure, but it's like a trip if I'm not mistaken. But that trip has to be within that 24 hours span before you can get a new renew on that permit.
So it's pretty serious. Like you have to
Yeah.
apply to drink and Wow.
Drink. As for drinking, you can't drink in public places.
okay.
It's more like a disclose, for
So
your
there's
own,
like a speakeasy culture where there's like secret bars.
I imagine like
oh no,
they wouldn't be secret. They would have to be quite like I imagine.
well, that's what a
hotels-
speakeasy is.
I imagine hotels have alcohol.
No, they
No?
don't. No, it's
Even-
like
it's
private
totally dry.
consumption. It's for private consumption.
Wow. Okay.
Personal at home.
So it's just illegal to drink outside, but you
Right.
can drink inside.
Yeah, but at your own.
In your home.
In a
Yes,
private place,
private
not a
place, yes.
business.
Okay, so there's not a whole lot of stumbling drunks on the streets and whatnot.
Oh no,
It's
no.
just
You don't
clean.
get that.
Do you
Just
see a lot
everybody
of
walking
this-
straight.
This religious like laws throughout Brunei, is this a common thing? So no smoking and alcohol.
it's
Are there other things
All
that you?
throughout Brunei.
Is there other
Mm.
things that you think are prohibited because of religion?
I think that's the only things.
Do people jump over to Malaysia to have a quick cigarette and come back?
Yeah, at the border. At the border.
Their
mostly.
5-minute lunch break maybe not
Those
enough.
borders of Malaysia must be full of Brunei tourists, like just getting
It's
drunk.
not just tourists. It's good business down there.
yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be like a
Sure.
hotel where it's like half Malaysia, half Brunei. Like, let's go to the.
Yeah, just get some drinks, then just come back. But you gotta be careful though. Drink. You can't just drive while you're drinking.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
you
it-
can drink at the traffic light. I'm not driving.
Okay, and Brunei is quite a wealthy country, right?
Yes, it's a wealthy country.
Due to oil.
Yes, we base most of our profit off oil and gas.
So
Heavily
and
dependent on oil and gas.
so the economy's kind of booming, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So do you see this a lot with the jobs as well? The type of jobs people have are generally in those two areas, like mining or something like that, or
It's more into petroleum, construction,
Mhm.
teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are the
And most people,
common
not
areas.
most, but I guess there's a high level of car ownership.
Oh,
there.
yes. In average, there's about like 2 cars per family.
wow.
Okay.
And you've got a very small population, so
Yes.
And
470
how many of the
something thousand, yeah.
Sultan's cars take up like the percentage? I've heard he's got like 500 cars. Does he like kind of show his wealth, or is he semi-modest, or is he on TV, or how much do you see the
Even
Sultan?
I don't know about this. I've read about some article like this on the internet, Facebook, but
So he's not
I've
like
not
this
seen.
TMZ figure where he's
No,
out
no,
and
no.
about. He's
It's
always kind of
more or less that same car, I recall.
okay. So you don't really get a insight into his
No,
life.
You don't get that.
Pretty private guy. Okay.
But
And does he have an extensive family that maybe does PR stuff, or do you how much is there a royal family that's kind of like, oh, he's the handsome one, or or is that also private, or you just don't care?
Didn't care.
Don't care.
So
Yeah,
these things aren't important to you, or you think they're not very important to most people in Brunei?
It's not affecting us, so it's not really,
I mean,
we would really care.
it seems very strange because of the kind of world we live in, where if you're famous, everyone in your family is then famous, right? Like, you have one politician, and then everyone knows all of his children's names and all of his ex-wives' names. So
that we know. That we know.
Oh, okay.
That we know. That we know.
So it's just a bit refreshing to like see someone who's like the Sultan, but you don't like his family's
It's
like
not glamorized.
Yeah,
To the extent.
it's not sensational.
We don't know, because from what I've been told, like those ministers in some, let's say, Minister of Defense or Education, Health, they're somehow connected to the royal family.
Also that.
Yeah,
So
but
there's
family.
some of them will
nepotism
be.
going on, of course.
Then some would be like for really outstanding people, then they will
Okay.
take up that position.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you were growing up in Brunei, what's kind of your childhood like? Is it just normal, go to school? Did you go to private school? Did you go to a school abroad? Because your English is really well, and is that from...
Did you just say your English is really well?
You have good English!
Well,
Sorry, I'm still waking up, Edmond. You were early today.
But your English is really well.
why, thank you. No, I studied in an English school, so St. Andrew's School, and well, we use English pretty much every day.
Daily life.
Yeah,
In
Besides
the
at home.
school and out? Or...
besides at home, but most of the places is we use English.
So at home is Malay, or your version
If
of Malay.
government areas, we normally just use Malay.
Okay. So
Government
official language.
officers, yeah, official language. But if like within friends, classmates, cousins, we just use English.
Okay. That's but in school then, so teachers teaching you English in English.
Yes,
or
everything's in English.
Okay.
Besides the Malay language, of course.
yeah. Of course.
You have a Malay course, right?
Yes, a Malay language course.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the food like in Brunei?
Fried food,
Fried
I
food.
think that's top in the list.
Yeah.
Spicy,
Are we talking fried like fried rice, fried noodles,
fried chicken.
fried chicken?
Yeah, we have fried chicken.
So
It's
you
like
guys
all over
catching
the
up
place.
to America's obesity rate?
No, we're just a tad
Just
below.
a little bit, okay.
We're just a tad below.
Yeah, the population's a little
Yeah.
different too. So
I think they got less than half a
But
million.
most of our food
Oh,
is
really?
sweet, so yeah, that is quite a bit of a
Sweet
problem,
and
yeah.
fried.
Sweet and fried. That's amazing.
sounds like Texas. What would your go-to dish be? Just one dish.
Yeah, if you had
Your
any dish from
birthday
Brunei
dish.
right now, what would you eat?
Of course, a fried chicken. It's
Fried
spicy sambal and coconut milk rice.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
that's kind of a
typical.
staple.
Common food, yeah.
So did you live near the coast, or is there a whole lot of seafood going on, or?
Seafood, yes, we do. We have a very long coastline in Brunei.
Right.
And seafood is abundant. But yeah,
How close did you live to the coast?
in kilometers, I think that's about 4 kilometers.
That's close, right?
Very.
Very good. That's
Right on the beach,
Yeah,
right?
basically. You can see the sea from your house, I guess,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
But you stick with the chicken. Okay.
Of course, the chicken.
It's the fish of the land.
Just like
Oh no.
not a big tuna guy. Then.
I'm sorry.
That's the chicken of the sea, right? I don't know. It's white meat. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll just leave it at that. What's the ethnicity kind of ranges there? Would you just say you're Bruneian, or do you have like your parents could be from Indonesia, or?
We say Bruneian, yeah. Because we're like from what I know, is like I'm the 4th generation. So that means my grandfather's father's father.
Grandfather's grandfather.
My dad's the third generation. Yeah, my grandfather's father. Yes, sorry.
Grandfather's grandfather.
Grandfather's father.
Father, grandfather, great grandfather, great great grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandfather's grandfather.
So you're Bruneian.
Yeah,
So
it's been a long time.
So where did he come from then?
He came from Taiwan.
From Taiwan.
Taiwan, and
Which would have been.
according to some history from according to some history from here, I think there's like some politics or some sort of war going on there. So there's someone migrated over.
Some sort of refugee
We're
action.
looking
yeah,
at-
like a refugee.
That's like more than 150 years ago, though, right? That's a long time ago.
Yes, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. So that, I mean, there were quite a lot of wars at that time. It's hard to narrow down which one was going on.
That's why I was like, something about
Yeah, there was
politics
something
or
going
something,
on.
yeah.
So they escaped to Brunei or
Yeah.
Malaysia, I guess, around that area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then they
okay.
settled down.
So it's kind of a hot pot of East Asian
Chinese people
culture.
would consider you Chinese then, because that you can trace your line back to Chinese.
Yes, but the only problem is I can't read or write. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that big difference there.
Yeah.
Is that why you came here to find your roots, or?
Nah, I came here because my wife.
Because your
my
wife-
wife. Yeah.
Is she from Yangzhou, right?
Yes, she's from Yangzhou.
Okay.
You met her here, or you met her back in Brunei?
I met her while studying abroad in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you studied in the UK for university?
Can't you tell his English is so well?
Yeah. I'm never gonna live that one down.
4 years,
Leave it
yeah.
up to the English teacher
Oh, of course.
to call out the English teacher.
So you met your wife studying in the same university, I guess, right?
Yes, we're in the same
And
university.
then, how quickly after meeting her did you marry her?
4 years.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
4 years, like long distance relationship is quite a tough challenge.
Well, it's difficult,
But yeah, then here we are.
So you decided no more long distance. I'm going to your hometown.
Either way, you come over or
Yeah,
I'll go
okay.
over.
So for you, was that difficult deciding to live here instead of asking her to go to Brunei?
It's
Yeah.
a very tough decision.
Yeah.
Is what made the decision? How would you say the cultures line up? Is it similar or?
Ooh,
What's the biggest like argument that you have with your wife related to culture? Is that like she doesn't eat enough fried chicken?
no.
They love
Yeah,
fried
but
chicken here.
my wife don't like
Oh,
fried
really?
chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Prefers it cooked in soup.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can't.
Just a big bowl of chicken water.
Chicken. Yeah, chicken
Bones.
water.
Yeah, bones, right?
Bones.
So like, what? Yeah. So what is the biggest cultural difference for you?
I think because we're from Chinese background,
Mm-hmm.
but somehow that two backgrounds are just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, for marriage cultures, there are certain tradition stuff that we have to do, and we will not practice over in Brunei, or some things that we do in Brunei will not practice here either.
What's the difference with a Bruneian wedding or marriage is different with the Chinese one?
The one here would be, I don't know, grand. They really go over the top
For the wedding, right?
for the wedding.
A
Yeah.
lot of kind of small traditional steps that you have to take
Yes.
in order to.
But in your home, none of that. Just more private, or what?
It's a small, and we normally don't get like huge banquets here.
That's true. There's like 100 people, big hotel room.
Try 400.
400. You had 400 in your wedding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I was like, oof. The one I had back home is like half.
So
200, still a lot of
did you
people.
have, did you have a wedding in both countries?
Both countries, to be fair.
Okay.
English one goes, hey, you're more biased.
Oh, more biased. Yeah.
We're like, no, gotta be fair.
It's true. Have your family members come to China? Like your parents or anyone else?
They've been here on and off like 4 or 5 times, but in average a year they'll come about twice a
Okay.
year.
That's good. That's a good amount of time.
So does everywhere in Brunei look like the Taj Mahal?
Oh no, but you gotta look at the mosque. You gotta visit the mosque.
Is there?
The
There's a lot
mosque,
of
yeah.
Yeah, the
gold,
mosque
right?
is awesome. It looks.
Your T-shirt. is- that was just what I thought of. Like, but yeah,
Because it's an Islamic country, right?
Yes,
So where would you recommend, out of all the famous mosques to go to, which one would you recommend?
I'll recommend visit the most Jami Asri. It's quite a
Jami
Jami Asri. Yeah, it's in Gadong area. But that's it's a very big mosque.
And a lot of money is going into the building of these mosques.
I would suppose so. Yes, it should be.
So do you go as a visit, or do you go to pray? What
Are tourists allowed to go?
Tourists is allowed to go visit, and for locals they normally go in for prayer. For prayer, they pray like 5 times a day.
And there are some other religions there too, some smaller.
Yes, let's say
Christianity, maybe what, like 2% or?
I'm not quite sure
real
about these
small?
numbers, but there's like 90% Malays. There's like 8% Chinese and a few percent Christian. And there's 1% of a small ethnicity that's staying around the edges.
Is there any indigenous people there?
Indigenous. I was looking for that word.
So like native.
Yeah,
people
the
to the
native
area.
to that land.
So are they? Do they have kind of a special area like other kind of indigenous people do in other countries, or are they in with everybody?
They're in with everybody.
Okay.
So how many languages do you have in Brunei? Because you obviously have your dialect of the Malay language and English.
Yes.
Are there other, like Chinese, I imagine, is spoken a little bit at least?
Chinese is quite
Not that much?
not that much. Yeah.
Are there any other languages that are used?
No. Majority will be English and Malay.
Okay.
Is there? Have you been to like? Let's say like straight north of Brunei is where? How's your geography?
It's the ocean, I think.
I mean the first
South
land you
China
get
Sea?
to is it Japan or is it far from Japan?
Straight up from Brunei.
You get to
I
like Vietnam, I imagine. Like, whoa.
Okay, right, yeah, it's
Yeah.
right under Southeast.
If you're gonna go
Asia.
north, then you might find
You might get
China.
part of China, yeah.
But if you're
depending which part of North.
perpendicular to our coastline, you might see Singapore,
Okay.
Singapore, yeah.
Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia.
Yeah, Brunei is basically the size of a city. It's not very big at
It's
all.
like a Singapore type place.
We have bigger land than Singapore, but in terms of population, we're a lot less.
less than half a million. I
Less
think.
than half.
Yeah, which is like basically my home county back home. It's like half a million.
You guys have a really cool flag too. Do you know the story behind that? Or I think it's one of the cooler looking flags. It's got a couple
There's
of
a
birds
story
on
behind
it.
it.
Okay.
There's a story behind
Tell
it.
us. Let me settle down.
So let's see if you have that flag up.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
put it up. I'll put it up.
And you see right in the middle there, that's the what we call a monarch.
Like a coat of arms or something?
Like a
but
shield,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a representation of a royal family sort of
Okay. Yeah.
monarch sort of thing in the middle.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But each part of it, like the hands, they have like meanings under it. I couldn't really remember at the back of my head. But there's like, I don't know how to explain that here. Mind if I draw it out?
Sure.
I have
Let's see if I can recall how it looks like.
I thought there were two birds on it. Are those hands?
Yep, there are hands.
Oh, they're hands.
There are
So,
hands.
like, open
Yeah,
up
I think it's
hands
like
this,
stands
right?
for
That's
prayer.
a beautiful hand.
It's a pretty good hand
Of
on the
course.
spot.
I think there's like moon.
Okay.
Like a crest or something.
Crest. Yes, there's a crest in it. Then there's like a something like a flag, and here there's like hanging.
This is great video content.
There's like I don't know. This represents the mini.
You want to hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
We'll have a picture of the
Something
flag.
like that. A picture would be better.
I think we
Picture
can
would
I'm
be
gonna
better.
take a
that in.
picture of this and show everyone.
Not this drawing, but
I
a
would
proper
do both. I
one.
would put them next to each other.
Oh no, this is just.
What about the colors? Because there's quite a lot of colors going on, right?
Yeah, there's a yellow, white. Oops. Let's hope I didn't get that one wrong.
You are from Brunei, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Black, red. Yeah, I think that's the colors there.
Do they represent anything? Do you know?
Not that I know of. No.
No.
No. But the crest in the middle there.
That's
That
right.
represents
For the
a lot of things. Yes. It doesn't just represent one. It's like different parts that represent a few different
meanings behind it.
Mhm.
I'll leave that for the audience to go.
To Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia. Yes, Wiki.
I'll put a Wikipedia link up.
Is there any Western influence in Brunei that you can kind of touch on? Like, is there like are Western films there popular, or like
Yeah,
do you guys
Music, hip hop,
You
that
guys
kind of
have-
stuff, or
we're up to date
clowns?
with English musics, movies.
Mhm.
We're really up to date, and yeah, the biggest influence I think is why we're speaking English.
Yeah, English is the language that brings us all together.
Oh yeah, true that. True that.
Well, there's also a reason why it's the most popular language.
That's true. That's true.
Are we gonna get you're welcome for that?
You're welcome.
Okay. Cool. What's the biggest thing that you should not do in Brunei? Because in tourism and travel, there's always do's
Smoke
and
and
don'ts.
drink, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like,
Outside. But besides the booze and in the
Is there
smoking,
anything that's not illegal, just culturally not, like, morally, culturally not acceptable?
just a no-no.
Like, oh, that's bad, don't do that.
Like showing the bottom of your foot to somebody.
Oh, yeah,
Something
yeah.
strange.
you do have to cover up though, like
Cover up
wear non-revealing clothes.
because
it's-
both genders.
Both genders, yes.
Does that include
Guys,
t-shirts? Can I show arm?
T-shirts is alright.
Can I wear a tank top?
Tank top now.
No tank tops.
No tank top.
What
no
about
t-shirts,
at the
no.
beach?
What about shorts?
You have beaches there.
Yeah, beaches, but
Can
no.
I wear a bikini?
No. That's a
I don't think you
definite
could wear that in China either.
But
I can never wear a bikini. That's always the right answer.
No matter what country, yeah.
That-
so it's that goes back to the religious thing, right?
yes, it is.
But is it against any laws to not cover up?
Oh, there is a law regarding this. The Sharia law.
Or Sharia law, yeah.
Sharia law.
Which a
But
lot
I
of
think-
people hear and then instantly get
Yes,
scared
that
of.
was
right?
There's Sharia law
once it
there.
was all over the internet, so it was like quite a big subject on it.
Yeah, so like it's very enforced. If I did that, I would get arrested. If I wore a bikini, I would get arrested.
Yeah.
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 Would he get
That's always the
caned?
right answer.
Would he get caned?
That I'm not sure. It's
You're
I
not
think
sure?
normally it's something to do with the country. So since if you're foreigners, then you probably be dealt with another law. Yeah.
Kicked out.
Okay.
Okay.
So no. What do people wear at the beach? Shirts?
Yeah, sure.
Formal clothing.
Pants.
of course.
Okay.
It's alright. You don't want to wear something too revealing.
Does it-
either.
but
The
what-
sun is terrible.
That
It's
is
hot.
very hot.
That goes along with the Asians' hatred of the sun.
Yeah. Typical.
I don't know why the Japanese put it on their flag though. That's weird. Anyways,
It's a rising sun. It's not the same.
True.
It's not as hot.
so that's a
Right.
don't.
It's not hot.
That's a don't. Don't wear revealing clothes. What's a
Yes.
do? What should we do?
Culturally.
Culture. Try out local food.
Try the local food.
Local
but
cuisine. is
what
very
about
good.
hand? Could I shake hands? Is that cool or?
Shake hands.
How do you greet people? What's like a greeting?
If it's like in Malay culture, when we greet our elder, like to show respect, you normally just kiss their hand when you intercept their hands.
You kiss
Yeah, two hands.
the
You kiss the
fingers.
the fingers. Yeah. Then put it to your heart. Says, "Oh, I remember you in my heart." Sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's for is that elders as in people older than you, or elders
Older
as in
than
just
you.
old people?
Oh, like people that you
Is
respect.
is there an age kind of?
Like I'm older than you. Would you do it to me?
Yeah, something like that.
You would
yes.
do it to me. Okay. Okay.
So in just similar to South Korea, age is a very big prominent part of their
Oh, yes.
kind of
Yes, it is.
manners. So you kind of always have to gauge: is this person older or younger? Or
Yes.
do you ask?
No, it's
What if there's two similarly looking?
if you're more or less in
With
that
similar
center,
age,
huh?
like do we
Right.
just guess?
So
You
if
just high five?
if you're like
Kiss each
in
other.
the same age range, or
Yeah.
let's say like
Same generation.
same generation, yeah. It's like we just shake our hands and
Oh,
we just
okay.
go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the heart. You don't go kissing.
Oh, so you still
hands.
put it at the heart.
Yeah, it's
Any-
like, hi,
any age.
friend, man.
And that's
Very
you said
nice,
that's
very heart.
Malay, not just Brunei.
It's not
Malay is pronounced Malay.
Brunei.
Melee is like fists, like fighting.
Malay. That's
Malay.
that's
Malay.
Like Malaysia.
right, but that's all of the country and surrounding countries' culture, or is that just Brunei?
Surrounding cultures, I'm not
Do
so
Malaysians
sure.
do similar?
Like you said, it's
I've not
Malay.
seen
You didn't say
Malaysian,
it's Bruneian.
Hardly visit there.
Okay. So it's you think it's more Brunei?
It's more like a Brunei thing. Yeah.
Okay. I see.
So do you guys kind of see yourselves as just neighbors, or is there any beef there? Any distaste to the other?
No, we're just
Friendly
neighbors.
rivalries, maybe.
Nah, there's
No?
no friendly rivalries.
No soccer stuff or
Oh,
sports?
there is like sports between the regions nearby, like
What's
Malaysia.
is
with
soccer the
Brunei
biggest
football.
sport?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Biggest sport.
Surprisingly, it is.
Why surprises me?
Hmm?
It's a great sport.
It's
No.
What are you
I mean,
talking
it's
about?
the
Badminton's
it's the world's most famous sport, so it's an easy guess.
Yeah.
I actually think cricket's pretty high up there as well because it's popular in India and places like that.
Cricket.
True, like it's popular, but it's not popular for the same
No.
reasons, really.
True.
Soccer's what popular.
Soccer's
It's,
every-
you just need a ball
That's also true. Yeah.
and a couple of legs.
Do you play, or what would
No,
you choose to do?
badminton.
Badminton guy?
That's the Chinese heritage in you.
So are you pretty good? Have you gotten smoked by some of the locals here?
Oh no, I've not played here.
Haven't
Why?
played
This is
here.
the best place to play.
No.
I thought I was good at ping pong, and then I got destroyed by an 8-year-old. So you should go for somebody younger than you for sure. So how much Chinese influence there in Brunei? Any at all, or tourists mostly, or?
We do have a lot of Chinese tourists coming in. It's quite good. We have seen like a great improvement from before.
Mhm.
So back then there weren't that much tourists, but now it's like flocking in. Mostly were Chinese.
Okay, and they're kind of these nouveau tourists where they kind of weren't around 20, 30 years ago. So is it a recent influx that you've noticed, or?
Oh no, it's just like tourism thing.
Okay.
Has it been happening for a long time or just a short time?
No, it's just it's
Are
starting
people
to-
complaining about it yet?
Oh,
Oh no,
That's
not
my
one.
question.
We're actually happy about it.
That's good. Yeah.
brings
Yeah,
a lot of
it's-
money, right? Rich Chinese
It's gonna
people.
help. Yeah, it's gonna help the economy. Yeah.
But it's gotta be just that much compared to all the oil money, right? I mean,
Something's better than nothing. I
true,
guess.
true. That's good.
It's a good start. It's a good start.
So what made you decide to go to the UK? Was that your parents' idea, or you, or?
Studying.
And why didn't you go to America?
Why did you choose the UK though? Like
I don't like the system.
The what?
The units. When I'm doing engineering.
Oh, you don't like.
Yeah, so they're using feet.
You don't like
and all
inches
this.
and feet. You like
Yeah,
centimeters.
it's like it's kind of weird.
Mm.
You can have that in meters.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like I'm
You'd
not-
think that'd be universal, but
No, they're not
you
universal.
think a lot of things, I guess. So you went.
You
to
studied
the-
engineering.
Yeah.
What
studying
type of
engineering.
engineering? Did you
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering. Okay. So that measurements are very important to that.
Very important.
Yeah.
Especially the units and all these systems. Yes.
Any culture shock when you got to the UK
No.
as a Bruneian? Not enough hand
Which
hand
city?
to the hearts.
Which city were you studying in?
Swansea.
Oh
Oh
yes.
wow.
In Wales. It's in Wales.
We're
Oh, okay.
You did tell me.
professional Abertawe.
Yeah.
So you blended right in. No kind of strange customs you weren't used to. Everybody's drunk.
And you went to
or-
a small place in the UK. Swansea's very small.
Swansea is alright. I started off Newport, even smaller.
But I mean, comparatively, they're almost the same size as Brunei. but
Did you try your first cigarette?
And
No.
I had a
First beer?
lung operation. But beer, yes, of course, first beer.
First beer.
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
now he's an alcoholic.
That's why you moved to China.
It's just malt. It's just malt.
Okay. So when you first arrived in the UK, you must have gone to London first, I imagine.
Yes,
Through
of
London.
course.
So getting into a big city like London from Brunei, what's that like?
Nervous, panic. I have no idea where the hell I am, but yeah, I'm here.
At least you had your English to kind of help.
And it's so
Yeah.
well, so you could get far.
Yeah.
with that
Or wait, how
language.
well was your English when you first got there? Was it top notch, or
The Welsh?
you learned most of it there?
No, it's not top notch. I'm just like an average
Passable.
level. Yeah.
Okay.
You could say
Barely.
how to get there.
So from London directly to Wales, or did you stay in London for a long time?
I stayed in London for like 2 weeks. Then
It's a long time in London. That's
it's,
expensive.
oh, for Bruneians we have special perks. Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
You're gonna come to
Oil
that perk
money.
area.
Special perk.
We have special perks for Bruneians, not just in the UK but in our country itself.
Okay.
Like our medical care is basically nearly free. I would just say free. It's $1 there. Here it's like 5 renminbi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very cheap.
You guys are very well taken care of by
Yes, our welfare is very
your
good.
Sultan. Your
The UK is the same though. We have free healthcare.
Free healthcare.
Yeah.
But our education system, we don't have school fees.
We mostly don't have.
is
University you have to pay.
so everything in Brunei is well taken care of.
Yes.
Kind of tip top shape.
Yes, it is.
Is there any kind of thing that you'd change? Any sector you'd like to see grow, or is everything just running smoothly?
Everything's running smoothly from what I know.
Okay, so you wouldn't change anything.
No.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah, it is. It
Okay.
is.
So if people were going to Brunei or something, they wanted to travel around, would you recommend anything?
Getting a tour would be a lot better.
A tour?
It'd be easy, it's convenient because we don't have that much of a public transport running around, as you could imagine. The
Everybody's
small
got cars.
population. Yes, everyone with cars. So it'd be a lot better if you have a tour guide. Just get one of those local tour guides. They'll provide a bus, send you all the way to your hotel, brings you around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more convenient than just running around.
Take you to the best
Blind.
fried chicken place.
Oh, of course, yes. They would know the best place.
BFC.
Yeah. Best fried
Brunei
chicken.
fried chicken.
Oh, Brunei fried chicken. Okay, I was gonna go best fried chicken here, but
Brunei.
What's the capital of Brunei?
Bandar Seri Begawan.
One more time. What?
Bandar Seri Begawan.
I'm not gonna try. Are you gonna try?
Bandasari Bagawan.
Oh yeah.
It kind of sounds Indian. Like it's a very Indian sounding.
Maybe it's just my tone.
Maybe it's just you. Yeah.
Well, that whole area of the world is pretty hodgepodge of different
Yeah.
cultures and
In that
dialects
yeah, yeah.
and.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That part.
So would you say you're kind of this? You're obviously Bruneian, but do you feel the kind of different cultures swarming around you, and it's like everything's in one, or do you feel kind of like I'm just Bruneian?
I imagine a lot of Chinese people think you're just Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yes.
You get a lot of ni hao, and you're like,
For people teasing you, yes, you do get.
And if you
But
say you're not
like
from
that.
China, they don't believe you maybe?
They will not mean. They know that you're not from China.
When they
Normally.
hear you
Sure
try
they
to
have-
speak
Yeah,
Chinese.
then they're like something like a mocking, but it's
Mhm.
how is your Chinese?
Let's say
Is it well?
a bit below the average.
Oh,
Below average Chinese
Yeah.
person, or
Below average.
Okay.
below average
Below
Bruneian?
average, yes.
Okay, so you can get around. You can speak
It's
your.
good enough.
Yeah.
It's more than what's required.
But do you ever speak and they know immediately? Oh, that's a weird accent, or
No, we all have that unique accent because when we speak, there's a mixture of different dialects because most people in Brunei is not just a single dialect. We have like multilinguals around, like bilinguals, multilinguals. So they will normally get their language mixed up with other language.
Oh, so you just flow from English to Malay?
Yeah, there's
different
like
Malay
a-
accents.
similar with
Sure.
Singlish, like
It's
in
something
Singapore?
like Singlish, yes. There's like a mixture, but it's not that much. Probably you get a lot more.
Just a few different
Different-
kind of use.
Yeah, a lot of places like the Philippines do something very similar as well, where they
This is
drop
quite
in.
common in like a multilingual country or
Mm.
bilingual country.
You can't remember what the word
Yeah,
one
so
language,
it's like,
so you say
I can't
the other
remember that
language.
one,
Yeah.
but I think it's something like this in this language. It's just a pop it there.
Yeah, yeah.
How is there any place that you've traveled to near Brunei that you'd recommend?
Our neighbors is Malaysia, so it's just Malaysia, but they do have nice beaches too. But it's like a boat ride across.
Just a boat ride. So
Yeah.
when did the bikinis start?
Then you're gonna go a lot further down the coast
Okay.
up to the, I would imagine the northeast side of the Borneo island. Then from there there's a Malaysia part called Sabah. from there you can get like a boat ride to all these exotic beaches. Yeah.
Nice.
It's cool.
Exotic. How's the animal situation over there? A lot of wild animals. It's tropical, right? A lot of birds.
Not
yapping.
much of an animal guy, but I would say for our country we have like 80% reserve forest, so I would expect there's animals there. Yeah.
Okay.
Untouched, so there should be a lot.
Cool. Let's do. Give us a 30-second advertisement for Brunei. Why should people go there? Why should people be interested? Or just give your piece. Sell Brunei.
So we have a long, interesting history, so that's something good that you should check out. And let's say amusement parks is damn cheap.
Cheap
So you gotta
amusement
give it a try.
parks.
Yes, very cheap.
I'm sold.
Very, very cheap. Then, though we don't have beer, so you don't expect crime rates to be that high. You know, no alcohol, no cigarettes, and
You only have sober crimes.
I'll kill you, but
It's
I
actually
ain't
quite relaxed.
doing it.
a relaxed environment there. A good
Cool.
place to chill.
Awesome. It seems like a very hospitable place. People
Yeah.
are friendly to outsiders. And
Yes, they are. Very friendly.
awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming, Edmond. It was an interesting chat about Brunei.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm gonna
Thank you
hold
very
that
much.
to my heart.
Yeah, to the
There
heart.
we go.
Yeah, that's
He does.
He's younger than me. He should
Oh.
come to
You gotta kiss the hands.
Kiss me.
You better wash your hands then.
All right.
Nah, you didn't say I should wash my hands.
Thanks again, guys. See you in Brunei.
See you.
Bye.